Greetings, San Antonio. I would like to discuss with you the latest waste of taxpayer money by our so-called leaders. On October 31st, 2015, Councilman of District 7 Chris Medina, Congressman Joaquin Castro, and Texas Representatives Justin Rodriguez and Trey Martinez-Fischer celebrated wasting $350,000 during the renaming of Thunderbird Hills Park, located off Callahan and Bandera, a predominantly Hispanic district, to the name Jane Dubel Park. Now, I'm sure you're asking yourself, who is Jane Dubel, and why is she now the new name of a West Side park? Jane Dubel is an elderly white lady who has spent the past 12 years being the Busybody Homeowner Association president of Thunderbird Hills. And for whatever reason, this lady, according to reports, has been determined to build a park in her neighborhood, even though this city has almost 250 parks according to the bureaucrats at the San Antonio Department of Parks and Recreations. Jane Dubel had so much time on her hands, she found a grant sponsored by national corporations that would pay for the building of the playground equipment. As a result, the bureaucrats mentioned previous saw an opportunity, much like the San Antonio government did with Lerma's nightclub, to waste tax money. Consequently, the corporate-sponsored grant made it ethical, legal, and acceptable to allocate $350,000 of taxpayer funds to build a new park in a city with almost 250 of them. Now, I'm sure Jane Dubel is a sweet old lady, but renaming the park after her may give one insight on why she was so determined to have the park in her neighborhood to begin with. Moreover, once the park was built, it was initially named Thunderbird Hills Park. Now, why the sudden need for a name change? Well, you'll have to ask Councilman Chris Medina, who went against the will of his own constituency on the renaming of Thunderbird Hills Park. Concerned 35-year resident of Thunderbird Hills, Marie Helen Ramirez, gathered over 150 signatures in a petition against renaming the park after Jane Dubel. Ramirez felt if the park was to be renamed, it should be more representative of the community. Ramirez went as far as attempting to present her petition at a public hearing, but failed because she was told that some bureaucrat on the Parks and Recreations Board failed to show up to the hearing. As a result, Councilman Chris Medina went on with the process to rename the park. The culmination of that process? Chris Medina, Joaquin Castro, Justin Rodriguez, and Trey Martinez-Fischer celebrate on Halloween by renaming Thunderbird Hills Park to Jane Dubel Park, completely ignoring the will of their constituency. The politicians mentioned in this video all believe they have the power to make their own laws, policies, and agendas. And because, in their corrupt bureaucratic minds, you voted for them. So because you voted for them, they feel they can rule over you as they please. Which is not why we elected these people. We elected these people to serve as our elected representatives, to serve the community's collective will. I have absolutely nothing against Jane Dubel, but what does she have over these 4 Hispanic politicians to make them go against the voice of a predominantly Hispanic district? I tried to ask them myself, but was quickly ignored on Twitter by these career bureaucrats, just like they ignored their constituency. That's why these politicians mentioned in this video should be voted out at all costs. If they are not going to listen to the will of the people who voted them into office, then who are they really working for?